Live from the local station, this is a Weather Authority alert.
A nor'easter slamming our beaches on this Weather Authority alert day with high wind warnings in effect up and down our coast.
Along the banks in downtown St. Augustine, the water breached the wall near the fort and flooded the street.
But it was like waves were coming through here. It was a lot of water.
And the radars lit up in multicolors at this hour as various levels of rain and blustery conditions are keeping many of you indoors on this Friday evening. The tides are expected to be at their highest tomorrow morning.
Coastal flood warnings will remain in effect through much of the weekend, and lifeguards at the beach are warning people not to go into the water. We have several crews covering the disruptive weather conditions, and we begin with News4JAX reporter Ann Maxwell, who's joining us live from St. Augustine. Ann.
Well, the wind and the rain are as bad as they've been all day long, but thankfully the flooding, the really bad flooding we saw this morning has receded. That's at least until high tide comes back later tonight. I'm at the Lake Maria Sanchez area right south of downtown. Earlier this morning around 10 a.m., the water came all the way up here, covering all this grassy area, the sidewalk, the roadway here, coming all the way up to this picket fence. And you can see where the wind has brought down these Halloween decorations, the skeleton and the birds back there. A nor'easter brought rain, wind, and flooding to this St. Augustine neighborhood.
It was literally like the lake was all the way across.
Janie Coffey says cars couldn't get through. She had to move hers to higher ground.
If you had a low enough car, you would have probably gotten water in your engine.
Her property is okay, except for her skeleton Halloween decoration.
He definitely bit the dust hard.
In downtown St. Augustine, water splashed over the seawall by the historic fort. Across the river, the beach area at the Edgewater Inn was covered. St. Augustine Fire Chief Carlos Avaliz says the flooding follows the tide.
But it is consistent with high tide. So now that high tide's past us, we're not seeing any of the flooding issues at the moment, but we don't want anyone to get complacent.
He says the fire department has responded to several calls to assist boats since yesterday.
So we've had 2 boats strike the Bridge of Lions. We had 1 nearly strike the seawall.
He says another one washed up on the south shoals of the inlet.
No injuries. Everyone's okay.
But he says St. Augustine isn't in the clear yet.
Water will rise again tonight and tomorrow morning at about 10:15.
No, I mean, there's nothing really I can do other than keep an eye on it. I won't park the cars over here for tomorrow and just wait.
The fire chief tells us water did actually flood a handful of homes. He says it's really important not to drive through a flooded neighborhood because the wake from the cars can actually push water inside. He says also keep an eye on high tides later tonight and tomorrow morning. Live from St. Augustine, Ann Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.
And thank you. Now to photos from St. Augustine Beach, where almost every inch of sand was covered by water. The police department snapped these images this morning. The tidal flooding is restricting driving on the beach. County officials have closed all beach gates to vehicles. In all likelihood, they will stay that way tomorrow.